So actually the last of tonight, and I will take about, well, I will do this in roughly 6 minutes. So actually what's my point about open data? And I really like open data. I use it, try to use it. I use especially the data sets from Antwerp, so I don't use a lot of data because half of them just don't work. But what I work for a financial business, so I'm in financial business, real estate, and like every month somebody comes over and tries to sell me something. And mostly it's the most amazing tool to predict and actually estimate the value of homes, residential areas. And actually the reason why that is because it's very easy to scrape ImoWeb, Zimo, and all kind of, we try to sell our house websites. I'm really killing something here. Okay, so, and what I just want to give is like how very easy it is just to scrape. And I take spaargids.be, so actually spaargids.be is just something that compares like the rent and the getrouwheidspremie and stuff like that you get at different banks, and you can compare them easily. So what would like any data scientist do? Just scrape the pages. You use Beautiful Soup. If you ever try to scrape something, use Beautiful Soup. It will just solve your problems. And then it's very easy. You request your URL, you parse it, you find the table you want. It's nice HTML code in this area. Then you make a list of it, you split it up, then you get the header files, and then afterwards just find the table data, put it all together, and then you have like the nice information. Then for the diehards who just want to visualize everything, you can still cut them into pieces with some cool mathematics, and you get the result. And it looks, if this is not well, and it looks actually very similar to the data online. And then you just store it, use MongoDB, it's like the coolest technology ever. And after 3 months, you just put all those data together and you say like, I have the coolest tool ever. Then you do some linear regression because that's actually the easiest code ever. And you're gonna predict like what the banks are gonna give you as interest rate on your account. And that every month, they try to sell me a solution like this one. So that's actually very nice. I always am very happy when they do that. But I always ask the same questions, and just in case you ever want to sell something to me, I'm going to ask them now. Can you actually use the data? And if you're allowed to use the data, can you actually sell the data? Because that's an all other idea. I can imagine that you can use the data from NMBS. I don't know, I'm not a judge, but I can imagine you can use it. But can you actually make a product out of it? And can you sell that data to me when I'm going to use it commercially? So that's an all other question. I'm not a lawyer. We have like 3 lawyers looking into that one. It's a very hard question, and otherwise there are a lot of poor lawyers who want a lot of money. It's all about lawyers today. So, and then the next question is, can you trust the data? Do you know how it is collected? Are you sure that it's correct data? Do you know what you're scraping? Because actually, if you go to spaargids.be, somebody really tried to sell me this one. So if you go to spaargids.be, you can actually look at it, and it's just people's opinion. It's people, everybody who's just posting like, this month I get 2% of interests. And next month I get 2.1% of index. And then there's some kind of very advanced aggregating tool that's called the mean. And then they publish that result. And then it's magic. And then you go scrape it and you try to sell it. That's the whole idea. So And then I go a bit further, but that's the philosophical side of me. Imagine I once saw an application in London where on the basis of your social profile, so they just scraped your Facebook and Twitter accounts and stuff like that, and they actually made a health profile of you. And based on that profile, they determined the premium you have to pay for a health insurance. It's a very cool application, actually. And my first reaction was like, yeah, you cannot do this one, but yeah, nobody cares. And my second reaction was, I'm gonna seed bad data. I'm gonna do deception management. It's a very cool title I once invented. I'm gonna do deception management. I'm gonna make myself the most healthiest person in this world. So I have actually a Facebook account where I actually feed all the trophies I won on swimming competitions, and I did like the marathon for like 2 times already. Ironman, I was the 4th one there. So yeah, you can imagine with a body like mine. So, and actually I've done this quite consistently, like for like one and a half year. And I recontacted the guy I met in London. I was like, hey, give me another profile. Do it again. And he was like, yeah, it's amazing. You're like the healthiest person alive. And I was like, I know. Well, so I just want to give you like open data, yes, be careful, because somebody will figure it out, somebody will misuse it, and somebody will be there to deceive you. And the moment it starts costing money, it will go very fast, because I will start a little startup. It's called deceptionmanagement.be, and then yeah, you can just order whatever you like. Also for like instance, and then I will round up. For instance, if you go and do some solicitation, you go to I want a new job. The first thing we do is like we take the resume and we start Googling, and then you see the guy lying in like a pool of mud, vomiting, half naked, stripped, all those kind of stuff you just find open on the web. So yeah, it's kind of the idea you get from the person. But if you really want the job, yeah, you can just order the image you want with my little startup that doesn't exist yet, but the more I tell about it, the more interesting it becomes. And you can just order whatever you like. If you want to be like an engineer who has like won all the judo competitions in this world, yeah, I can probably fix that for you. So just to tell you, be careful with the data you use. With the data you scrape, and be sure it's yours. And then the last one, and that's something you really have to think about, who is responsible for the data and the result generated with it? Because if you sell me data, and in the financial sector for now there's a new European legislation who really tells to you like, it's not the result that counts, it's the path to the result. And you have to actually have some kind of idea, the data you use, what's the source, is it reliable, can you actually use it, how is it gathered, what are the statistics about that data. So when you buy data or use open data, think about that one too, because it can be that you build an application around that data and that one day somebody will ask you like, yeah, but how did you gather it? Is it right? Is it legal? How did you do that one? So be careful, that's the only message I have, and always be critical about what you use.
Excellent. Hey, I hope you liked this presentation. This presentation was held in the Brussels Data Science Community Meetup. If you want to know more of when these meetups are taking place, just check the link below. Bye-bye.